The following are banned in voice chat: giving birth, doing drugs, denying that you are on copious amounts of drugs even though it's obvious that you are on copious amounts of drugs, taking a shit without turning off your mic and camera, showing unsolicited car radio pictures, and explaining to people where to buy drugs. She did what? You're gonna have to be a bit more specific. Imagine Dragon's job is to come up with music that will get your cousin to join the army. I feel like I've never heard any Imagine Dragons music in a military ad before. Have they been used for that? I mean, it sounds about right, but anyway. Honestly, who the hell actually likes sparkling water? That tastes like TV static. It does. However, when you're trying to wean off soda, like I did, it's so helpful to get that bubbly bullshit. But knowing you're really just drinking water and not something with aspartame or sucralose or, regular old fructose corn syrup, well, at least here in the US anyway. I'm a little upset I've never been given a sticker after sex. Did you do a good job? Ravens are right. Life is about collecting shiny trinkets and bringing bad omens and pestering men until they descend into madness. That kind of feels like my dream job, but I've never been offered it once in my life. Oh well. Yeah, I'm on board with this one. Money pulled out of anywhere other than your purse, pocket, or wallet will not be accepted. For example, bra, socks, underpants, etc. Yeah, don't give people your sweaty, nasty f***ing money. I'm so happy that people are finally drawing that line. I mean, they probably have been for a really long time, but I'm happy they're still doing it, The wildest party of all time got canceled. A cocaine haul. So large that it could supply every man, woman, and child in Britain twice has been seized in Southampton. Wait just a minute. Supplied with how much? And also, wasn't this like Miriam Margolyes' rental home or something that this happened in, or am I thinking of a different story entirely? Passenger loading zone, 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., 2:15 p.m. to 3:13 p.m. Yeah, that one's a little bit weird. I can't really follow you into that dark tunnel. I wish babies can only explode on a Tuesday when holding a hot dog. Are you trying to be very random funny? Only the US forces you to give birth, while forcing you to pay tens of thousands of dollars to give birth, while not letting you have time off to give birth. Oh man, we could talk about this for miles and miles down the road. TSA penalty. No threats, no verbal abuse, no physical violence of any kind. If you threaten, endanger, or harm transportation security officers during screening, TSA will pursue criminal penalties and fines up to $13,910. Thank you for your cooperation. That is a very, very specific fine. And I totally understand the rules here. Don't be an absolute... Don't fucking touch me or punch me, push me, whatever. That's pretty normal. However, TSA lads and lasses out there, you don't have the right to be a jackass to us either. I hope this email finds you laid up with a bad bitch, scheming on your next move, counting money, plotting the expansion of your empire. I don't want an empire! How much Robux could I buy with... Well, that sure is a lot of money you have. Why is this one feels lame. Come on. From Trivia Murder Party 2 in the Quiplash minigame on the Jackbox Party Pack 6. The best name for a 1970s TV show about a curmudgeonly detective who solves crimes with help from a wisecracking teenage werewolf. Oh, whatever, it might be specific, but you'd watch it. Teen Wolf, Mystery Files. The tagline is something like, sniffing out a crime, or this dog has its day. The show was poorly received by critics, but it's such an audience hit it runs for 8 seasons. Is that what you were about to say? PS1 games are wild. Aline Cedrak, or Kedrak, I don't know, 27 years old. Ethnology professor at the Boston University. Characteristic, father unknown. What game is this for? Oh, it's Alone in the Dark! Okay, cool. Okay, gotcha. Oh man, I am excited for that remake. I'm so excited. Why wouldn't there be a bathroom on board? Captain Cocktail's public and private cruises. The party boat with a bathroom on board? I feel like party boats generally do have that, right? If you pulled into your driveway, got out of the truck, and went inside. After doing that, a cop turns his lights on, pulls into your driveway, and tries to pull you over for X. Would he have any grounds? Would I be evading if I didn't answer the door? That is an interesting question. I mean, it's weirdly written, but what you're trying to ask is, if you already made it home, pulled into your driveway, and walked inside, and then a police officer tried to pull you over, would they be able to do anything? I'm sure they could come up with something. They like to. If you walk in a circle with a radius of about 6 feet for over an hour, the radius of your circle will naturally decrease. And if you then try to walk in a straight line, you'll just walk in a circle. It'll take a significant amount of effort to not walk on a curve, and it will feel very weird. Thank you for letting me know, because now I'm not going to do this. Is this true? It would only take an hour to find out. Tell me how it goes. Not just chocolate brown, chocolate raisin brown. That is a very specific color. Khaki green animal? Monochrome print. Weird. Oddly specific engine name, especially considering its actual size is 581cc. Rotax 583 Rave. R-A-B-E. Now that you're not dying, pay me. What? One very annoying thing about working in an American ER is how often I go see my patient and registration/billing are in the middle of pestering them about their insurance card or putting a credit card down. Yeah, they walk into my hospital room, I'm gonna tell them to f*** off. This is getting ridiculous. No, this is getting out of hand. I mean, it already is out of hand and has been since probably well before I was born, but nah, this is ridiculous. Not that I would expect anyone to remember. I can't remember how to write 1, 1000, 51, 6, and 500 in Roman numerals. I thought 50 was L. Wasn't it an L? Oh, it's a joke. I'm livid. Gotcha. Okay, I was kind of thinking that's what they were setting it up for. It's what it felt like. It was too specific to be true. Not true. What's the word? Doesn't matter. Some people have resting face. Adam Driver has resting professor of theology listening to his students present a report on religious symbolism in medieval art that they copied off of Wikipedia page. I guess I don't see it, but clearly you do. Circuit gays be like, Miami's not ready for us. As if we've never seen a group of 4 spray-tanned Planet Fitness Black Card members step off of their Spirit Airlines flight with no hotel reservation and spend $85 on an Uber X plus $150 on entry to Thirst Bottoms for Days featuring DJ shirtless with sunglasses plus $70 on 4 Gatorades only to vomit behind a speaker for 2 hours, stand in line for a back alley porta potty fighting over who's taking home the TikTok famous self-proclaimed fitness model to do an OnlyFans collab in their 2-queen bedroom they booked 20 minutes ago on Hotels Tonight, but really just end up walking to Denny's in a K-hole at 8 a.m. on a Monday morning. What the hell are you talking about? How I look in the mirror? How I look in photos taken immediately after? Well, quit pressing your face up against the window. What do you expect? It is New Hampshire, after all. Imagine if you combined rural Idaho with the most racist parts of Boston and then sprinkle in about 10,000 rich weirdo libertarian uncles who inexplicitly became a multimillionaire starting businesses that do things like selling Ford all their windshield wipers or manufacture every single bollard on the eastern seaboard. That's basically New Hampshire. So rural Idaho, but you have to sprinkle in racist? I don't think Idaho needs specific one sprinkled in. They got plenty of their own. My niece turned 3 today. She asked for a Lion King cake, but specifically the moment where Mufasa dies because everyone will be too sad to eat the cake and it'll all be for me. Yeah, I'm gonna eat that cake. Sex is cool, but have you ever had someone give you so much emotional safety that you were able to break down and process trauma right in front of them without the fear of being judged or ridiculed? Do not eat this with guilt. This is what we have eaten as a species for millions of years. Not rice, not bread, not salad, and most of all not Captain Crunch? You didn't pay attention in history class, did you? You didn't. You know what? I do love this a lot, because it's funny as hell, first of all. And if you weren't kidding and you were serious, it's really funny that you're saying that we have not been eating rice and bread and, sure, maybe not salad in the traditional sense, but vegetables in a f***ing bowl or something. Pretty sure we've been eating that since the beginning of time. time. My biological clock is ticking. If I don't impregnate a French redhead with short hair and black lipstick while on a secret mission for the CIA soon, then I am going to die. Okay. Wow, that's the cleanest ear canal I've ever seen. The eardrum reminds me of a slipper limpet seashell? Okay, I'm not looking that up. Misogyny check. Let your phone complete the sentence. Women are so cute. Women are not a frog. Okay, look, I don't know how long ago this was done, but I will give it a try for you right now. All right, let's see. Women aren't the problem. Okay, there it is, folks. My preferred brightness setting is usually 87 on all devices. Well, I mean, you do you. I finally, within the last year, finally started letting the phones do their auto brightness, and honestly, doesn't kill battery, doesn't affect anything. I'm just gonna let it do its thing and live my life. Ted Cruz looks like he got fired from the bowling alley for the shoes. That's definitely not a real picture of him though, but I can see what you're talking about. That's not, right? It's not, is it? Right? Can't wait to get out into those shark-infested waters. Some diver who is in a no-win situation. Gotcha. Better than drowning, or getting crushed by water pressure, or having to listen to Suzanne complain one more time about the goddamned water pressure in the shower. Very particular max size limitations. Let's see, 2160, but 20,000. That's a lot. What? The Wordmaster Scrabble app provides definitions of a word that's played. I found this word to be quite specific. Fawn? A warm, dry wind that blows down the northern slopes of the Alps. That feels like a word that has never been used ever. In any language, I'm here to share a secret of how I became rich. Wait, Baba Ogundele helped me. Call him. I saw his on social media. I was so afraid to call him, but I took the risk to call and explain to him about my financial problems. He told me to add him on WhatsApp with his number. In just 2 hours, I was so surprised, sorry. Now I'm rich, have houses, cars, filling station, travel to any country Okay, that's an interesting bot scam. That's cool. Licorice candy smells like death. Have you tried Death by Blackbird yet? It's my favorite. Smells like a funeral in the rain with a freshly digged grave soil and a wet headstone, while a child is eating licorice candy. I can see the whole scene in my head. Maybe you should write that down. Build a story based off of this. Wow, that text is almost completely illegible. It's not hard to throw a stroke on something, okay? Me waiting for my 7 Bernese mountain dogs who I've raised as my sons to come of age so I can legally bequeath them the entirety of my Fortune 500 company. Redditors who have an unusual affinity for collecting discarded chewing gum from public spaces, what drives your passion? And what's the most bizarre piece in your eclectic gum collection? I'm sorry, but what the hell did you just ask? Can security services in dictatorial countries identify people from their voices when they make audio interventions in cyberspace with famous opponents of the regime residing outside the country? How should I know? This is how I imagine philosophy and psychology majors speak to each other. Oh my god. Whew, that's a lot of text. Let's see. This is where I hint that I care for you, but I can't say it outright, for I am paralyzed by my aching loneliness, too afraid to be vulnerable, which ironically would heal the very same loneliness that haunts me. I will wait for your inevitably cold reply, feeling unheard, despite it being at least partly my fault for making an all too underhanded attempt at voicing my feelings. At least a self-fulfilling prophecy is dependable. Indeed, I reply coldly, if at all, despite feeling the very same loneliness. I cannot understand your sorrows, nor you mine. How was I to know the context behind your casual text? How could I gather how much you care for me when I have become so conditioned to apathy that any semblance of hope can potentially crush me if I'm wrong? Like a simple organism stirs at warmth, I see scraps of affection and yet mistrust it when I have it. Tell me, how many lonely men and women walk around the world grasping for each other in the dark, never making contact? Want to come over? Going to the doctor for contraception starter pack. A bunch of old people in the waiting room, Googling aggressively the night before so you don't need to spend much time there. The pills will all give you cringe side effects anyway, so you gotta just deal/pick the least bad one. That one nice pharmacist who just gives you the product or asks if you want the cheaper version of it. Everyone knows. Your doctor is always an old dude who doesn't understand your issue. This society will have you angrier at an unhoused person stealing $5 to eat than at a guy in a suit stealing $5 million to buy a third house. PhD in medieval stone adhesives. Both odd and extremely specific. That's interesting. Very exciting PhD position available at Archaeologisk Museum. Oh, I see. Sticking Stones. Aims to explore the extent of the use of wood tar adhesives in medieval stone construction. Man, what kind of job security would you have with a PhD that hyper-specific? This very unique power of Miss Swift I found in the facepalm section. Swifties, I don't want to break your cute hearts, but your idol is a transgender reptilian demon witch. Taylor Swift is not what you think. She clones many bodies and reincarnate into them. She puts black magic in her music and keeps you all in a spell worshipping her. Wake up. Nah. Meat Mountain sandwich at Arby's. Oh, that's so gross. Arby's is great when you want to eat something that gives you the same feeling as hurriedly closing the tabs because you're ashamed at what you just nutted to. Arby's, it's closest. When moving back in with your parents isn't an option, you really start to recognize how little help there is and how little it takes to end up with nothing. I'm not sure why this is here because it doesn't feel like a hyper-specific or oddly specific thing. This doesn't really fit the vibe, but they are correct. When you do not have the option to go home, you'd be surprised just how fast your only other option is work more or be homeless. Damn, you really go from slapping a person's naked butt cheek to never talking to them again. That happens. If your boss tells you your team at work is like family, that means you can scream, "You're not my real mom," and storm out every time they ask you to do anything. Hey, they said like family. I wish that every male's left testicle is immediately and safely teleported to the core of Uranus. The job I was about to apply for. Job description. If you like to hold a grudge and be an unreal person, do not apply. We are grown at Edible and expect grown people to apply. If you are emotional and find your feelings hurt easily, or you take everything personal, or overthink everything, we ask that you do not apply. Oh, sorry, definitely do not apply. Why does it sound like you're a nasty, disgusting place to work at? And no one should give you the time of day. Neurodivergent kids listening to music and imagining complex animations with characters from their hyperfixations? Same. Yeah, I don't want kids, but if I did, I would endeavor to be this kind of mom. The kind that's like, look, I did stupid crap as a kid. I know you're going to do stupid crap as a kid. I'll try to help you be smart about the stupid crap you do so you're not staggering around a Kinko's copies at midnight with your friends looking for condoms because you're high as hell and thinking you're at a Walgreens. And that you're gonna make it to Bethany's party before her parents get home from Boston. I can dig it. Guy with a Neuralink cut me off in traffic, so I took out my Flipper Zero and made him gender dysphoric. This reminds me of my uncle's cousin's sister's tragic memoir. That was a mouthful. I feel like I've been there before. Where is that? Real, it looks like my half-brother's dad's airplane hangar before it was hit by the tornado. All right, keep honking. I'm listening to Alice Coltrane's 1971 meteoric sensation, Universal Consciousness. Me and my bestie laughing because the kidnapper accidentally said scangle instead of strangle, so we keep saying, please don't scangle us every time he tries to talk. People that don't like techno just plain and simply can't dance or bang a female right. Okay. They have no groove in their body. They look or rigid and scared to dance at social events with their little pecker. All right, man. I bet her farts sound like a tuba that's been completely filled with oatmeal. I don't like the internet anymore. Do you guys? Because I don't.